Hey, yo, what's up? This disciple Marcello Currents reign back up in this. I'm anti-Illuminati, anti-American, anti-cop all day. So this message is going to be for the African American community, and it's entitled "Many African Americans Are Desensitized Concerning Black on Black Killings." Many African American Many African Americans are desensitized concerning black on black killings. So I'm going to get right into this. The main problem in the African American community is the fact that it's black on black killings. Let's cut straight to the chase. The main problem here is black on black killings. Okay, if you have not noticed, as far as shooting and killings and all of that, the main the main the main killings or murders, if you will, are from the black community. And the very term to use is that you are desensitized. Now, don't get this twisted. There's a lot of people um, that mean well and are trying to do their best. You know, however, this is to all the gatekeepers, so-called gatekeepers, the whole ghetto committee, the ghetto community committee. That's why I call you GCC. This for GCC, the ghetto community committee. You the ones that think everybody got to have a pass from you, and you hold the whole power of politics as far as the black community, as far as the ghetto part, the street part. This for you too. This is for all the leaders that want to be whistleblowers and guard dogs. Watchdogs is the word. You want to be watchdogs for the black community. Here's the problem with all of that. Here's the problem with all the Black Lives Matter. Here's the problem with all of it all. Okay? As we are in these final hours, this is the problem with it all. You're not talking about the killings that goes on every day. These killings are not weekly, they are daily. For people that don't understand, these killings are daily. These killings are daily. These killings are happening every day. These killings are happening in all the great metropolises every day. I can guarantee you Atlanta has had a killing today. Black on black crime. Go check it out. I'm pretty sure. Los Angeles, you know they had a killing today. Chicago, you know they had a killing today. Detroit, DC, Baltimore, Kansas City, Charlotte, Tampa, Miami, even Seattle, probably. But all these major cities have killings every day. And then you talk about one isolated killing when the police do it like the whole world is falling apart. When the police do one killing, the whole nation, the whole country come together. Now I understand the principle. But do you understand the principles? I understand the principle that the police should be not killing people, should not be killing people that they're serving, whether they be black, white, or whatever else. It doesn't matter what color the police are serving, they shouldn't be killing nobody. Whatever community they're serving, they shouldn't be killing nobody in the community that they're serving. I understand that principle. But do you understand the principle that you are still losing black people in senseless killings? You're still you're still losing black people in senseless murders, and you're not saying anything about it. But one person dies, and I just made it very clear. There's at least one person that dies in every great metropolis across this country. There's at least one person that dies in every great metropolis in this country. So that being said, you don't cry about that. You cry about one police isolated shooting, but you don't cry about the daily killings in every great metropolis. New York probably had a killing today too. Pretty sure they did. Pretty sure somebody black got killed at the hands of somebody else black. And here's the word. This is what this video is all about. You have become desensitized. That's the word. See, terms and words describes what the situation really is. What the situation really is that the black community is desensitized. Look up the word. Take some time to study the psychology of being desensitized. And guess who's desensitized? Guess who all is desensitized? The famous black people, they desensitized. Everyday community desensitized to black on black crime and killings. Politicians that are black are desensitized to black on black killings. Everything in between, all the whole African American community is desensitized to the facts that they're killing each other, that the black people are killing each other. That's the foundational problem that you have in your community, not racist people. Racist people, let me explain something. Racist people are not more harmful to the physical aspect of your community than yourselves. You're more physically hazardous to yourselves than the racist white people are. Now, I know back in the day, racist white people were more physically hazardous to the black community. That has changed. That's a 7. These days, in October 25th, 2022, the black community is more physically hazardous to itself than white racist people. Like I said, back in the day, white people, racist white people that is, was more physically hazardous to the African American community. This has changed. For people that didn't get the memo, for people that did not see this shift or totally understand this shift, because you still see racist people, but you forget, you have not realized that they do not really kill you as much as they used to. If you have not realized this shift or this pivot, let me say it in plain English. Again, black people are more physically hazardous to other black people than white racist people. So let's just get that totally understood. I don't care how you calculate it, whether it's the police killings, I don't care what else you look at. I don't care what else you look at. There's more killings from their own community. And why isn't anything being said? You know why? Because most of the community is desensitized. That's the word. This is the word. So I can help you understand why no one's saying anything. Remind you, like I said, there's killings, so you can understand and follow the capacity of what's going on. There's killings in every major city every single day by black people killing other black people. Every day, every day, every day. We all can agree, at least at a minimum, there's one person that died in this country at the hands, a black person that died at the hands of another black person. At least one person every day, every single day. That's 365 days. And I'm being generous, obviously. You know that black people don't kill more than one black person in this country today. In this country today. And if you don't understand this, you will let them fool you like something else is going on. That's all that's going on. Okay, the government is corrupt, but it's corrupt towards everybody. At this point, it's corrupt towards everybody. So you can sit up and talk about all this government stuff, all towards black people specifically, and it's not going to stick in 2022 in October. It's not sticking. So the major problem is not the government. It's not other white people. It sure is not Asians. And it's not Hispanics and Latinos. You have become your own worst enemy. And here's the thing. You don't know what term to use for your state of being and how you are as a community. You don't know how to define yourself concerning black on black killings. And why and the state of mindset that you have towards it. What state of mindset you have during it. What state of mindset do you have year by year with all these killings? The word and the term is desensitized. You can't be everything. You're not really angry because you're talking more about what the police is doing than what the black community is doing. I'm not for the cops either, but I'm for reality. Reality is you are obviously killing each other more than the cops are killing you. And you hooping and hollering like you at a funeral when one single person, and I'm not making minute one single person. I'm not trivializing the death of one single person. But it's one person and you have at least dozens of killings throughout America every single day of concerning black people. So if the concern is a loss of black life, then why aren't you paying attention to that? Because you are desensitized to it. That's the word. That's the term. You're not everything towards it. You're one thing towards it. You're a couple things towards it. But the foundational thing you are concerning black on black crime in the black community is desensitized. You are desensitized. You can't be everything concerning everything. Does that make sense? You can't be every emotion towards everything. You can't be every temperament towards everything. You are desensitized for the most part, for the bulk part of the community. You have become desensitized. Many of you, this may be the first time you've heard this word. It's not a word that you hear every day. It's not a word that you may have in your vocabulary. So I challenge you to go look it up and see what it means. See what desensitized means. Definitions are important to understanding anything or a person or a people or a culture. You have to understand, if you're going to be a student of information and knowledge and wisdom, you have to understand terms and definitions. You have to understand how to define people, culture, and things. You know, you have to have the specific, accurate, and most accurate terms of what defines those places, persons, cultures, and things. And you don't have the right terms to describe your community concerning black on black killings. Now, do you? You tell me what you are. When no one says nothing. What, do better? That's the best everybody can say. You got all these celebrities that don't say nothing. I don't know if they think the strategy is just to continue to entertain and that they would change things that way. I don't know what the strategy is. I don't understand what the strategy is. To show people that you can get money, but that don't change them. Some people just continue to live more ignorantly. So it's not a matter of success and money, because people will still live ignorantly. Some people will. And so therefore killings will continue. So how do you define a community that hoops and hollers about a police killing one black person, but say nothing about daily killings in the American community? Because see what happens when a cop kills somebody. When a cop kills somebody, you know what happens? The whole nation protests and talk about it. One person now. So what's the difference between one person that's in the ghetto when some of these people are from the ghetto? What's the difference in the principle of a life that is black being lost? That's a 7. There is no difference. If all Black lives matter, then why you ain't talking about, why you only talk about the ones that are victims to police shootings? You're only talking about the shootings that the police do. Why you ain't talking about the shootings that your own people do? That would be the balance concerning you truly exhibiting that Black lives do truly indeed matter. If you felt that Black lives matter, then why you ain't in the ghetto talking about protesting in your own way concerning Black lives being lost on a daily basis? On a daily basis. This term I use for you is desensitized. You are desensitized. I am not desensitized. I am very sensitive to the fact that Black lives are being lost every single day. I have the capacity to fathom the thought of this. All across the country, every great metropolis is losing Black lives every single day. Now, what if that was your family? That's the only time people start realizing and waking up. When they lose somebody in their family, then they just shut down on the Black community, and they realize they become sensitive, but it's because they had a killing in their family. That's what made them sensitive. That's what it takes. Or a cop doing the killing. But if it's an everyday killing around the way, you don't got nothing to say about it. And that's mainly what's happening. Killings around the way in the hood. That's a 7. But you ain't got nothing to say about that. you have become desensitized. Now let's get into what it means. Desensitized in essence means you are calloused. In this context, you are calloused. You have a calloused heart concerning black killings. It doesn't touch you anymore. It doesn't move you to any action. When you're not desensitized and you're sensitive to the killings that are going on around you, you move to action. That's what happens when police kill black people. People tear up the whole city. You were sensitive to what happened. You were also emotional to what happened. But it happens every day in the hood and you say nothing. Some would say that's a form of hypocrisy. Some would say that's a form of hypocrisy. Well, you over here talking about what the police doing, but you ain't talking about what they doing in the hood every day. You don't think people are smart enough to see that? Or you just don't care? Which one is it? You think we dumb enough to not see that, or you just don't care? You just rather talk about the cop killings, but you don't want to talk about that. Is it that you don't care? Or is that or you think we stupid? Because you know the type. You know who I'm talking to. The foundational people I'm talking to are the cancel culture people. I'm talking to you first. You the ones that need to have campaigns talking about this black on black crime, because you're quick to talk about what other people are doing within your own community or outside of your community, but you're not talking about what actually is happening concerning deaths, killings daily in your community. You ain't talking about that. That should be your mega campaign. Your mega campaign, if you are pro-black, should be black on black killings, talking about it. Undesensitizing to the whole African-American community concerning it. You need to be desensitizing them concerning this. Because no one's taking you seriously when you over here talking about canceling this person and canceling that person because they said something that rubbed you the wrong way. But you ain't rubbed the wrong way when it comes to black on black killings. You ain't rubbed the wrong way when it comes to that. And that's what amazes everybody. How you can't acknowledge the elephant in the room properly. I said properly. I said properly. That's why I have another video, and I'm going to do another video, and I'm going to continue to do videos on that, about how African-American leaders have not properly chastised the African-American community for all the killings. They have not properly chastised them. I don't care about you getting mad at me. I'm not scared to die. I really am not. I'm not suicidal, and I'm not scared to die. So what that means, I'm healthy, and I'm going to continue to advance. Well, if I'm not suicidal, I'm healthy. If I ain't scared to die, I'm going to continue to advance. Most likely, well, I ain't going to freeze up. I ain't freezing up. See, what you need to realize is, and this is outside of just the African-American community. In America, listen, you ain't no threat to me. I'm more of a threat to you. I'm a child of God. I'm a Christian, a prophet. Now, in your book, that may not mean anything to you. But look at the condition of your country after they played with me for 5 years, playing gang stalking games and putting me in their politics in the ghetto and in everywhere. Look how everything is happening. I'm nothing to play with. See, the white man, he makes the mistake of not believing in anything. I don't believe in that. I don't care what you believe in. Go look at your country. Turn on the news where you see mass shootings now almost every month. You got mass shootings almost every month. And you talking about what? Who? Not only do you have black on black crimes now all across the country, you have mass killings. And you worried about what's on my mind. You worried about what I'm thinking about. You know what? I could care less what you think about what I'm thinking. When you sitting up desensitized to the African American community being slaughtered at their own hands. You want to be a guard dog? You want to be a watchdog? Won't you be a watchdog over all these killings out here? You want to be a whistleblower? You want to be a whistleblower? Won't you be a whistleblower for all these killings that's going on out here? Huh? You want to blow a whistle? Won't you blow a whistle on all these killings out here? You know why you ain't gonna do it? Because half of y'all in love with it. Oh, let's talk about it. Half of y'all in love with it. You listening to it in the music, you watching it in the movies. It's your entertainment. You are in love with it, some of you. Some of you are infatuated with it. Some of y'all are wannabes. You want to be a thug and gangster so bad. And that's women included. And that's children included. From the black community. You want to be bad so bad. Like that's part of your bucket list is to be a gangster. Part of your bucket list, man, woman, and child in the black community. Before you die, you want to be a gangster, don't you? Let's keep it 100. And this is the problem we have. And that's why nobody ain't saying nothing, because half of y'all love it. That's a 7. We got to get to that part. Because not only are you desensitized, you're also infatuated and romanticized by all of this black on black killing each other. You in love with the whole culture of, yeah, somebody play with me, I'm gonna shoot him. You in love with that part. Well, I look at it based on what you consume as a community. You consume all this black on black killing music and these black on black movies that's killing each other in the movies. That shows me that you're entertained by it. It's entertaining to you. Therefore, if it's entertaining to you, it is appealing to you. It appeals to you, whether you like it or not, that black people kill other black people. That's a 7. It appeals to you. Well, you listen to it in the music, you watch it in the movies. That's being entertained. And if you're entertained by something, it obviously has to appeal to you. So who are you here to see? You here to see me? Because like I told you, man, if you got a racist white man that's minding his business, drinking beer in the woods somewhere, and then you have a black young individual or older shooting a black person, which one is worse? The racist white man in the cabin down here drinking beer all the time, saying racial slurs, but he's in his neck of the woods per se. He ain't killing no black people. He just racist. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Or black people that's down there where you at, smiling in your face but killing your community. You tell me by common sense which one's worse. And see, I'm showing you how you got your priorities out of order. Okay, you do want to make sure racist people ain't out here influencing your community, saying stuff, racial stuff. Okay, I get that part. But let's put things in priority. What's top priority? Black people killing other black people is top priority. But you ain't acting like that, are you? You know why? Because you're desensitized and it appeals to you through the music and the movies and other type of mediums. Other type of social media platforms. It is all forming, it forms to appeal to you. You got World Star, and I used to watch it too. I don't watch it no more. You got World Star where they just ain't nothing but fights and violence and ratchetness. Ain't nothing but fighting, violence, and ratchetness. And people are in the black community are on there being entertained by this, which means it appeals. Okay, you can kind of shake your head at it, but at the same time, it's kind of turning you on. And that's your own people for the most part. For the most part, those videos are mostly about black on black violence, black on black stuff, shootings and killings and fightings. Okay? So this is why you're not taken seriously. You don't think these other countries out here, Russia and China, don't see that you're not the black people you used to be? Oh, you don't think they know? You think you got people fooled, don't you? I'm talking about ones who know better but ain't doing better. You know better than that. You know you should be saying way more than you saying. Who you think you fooling? When you don't open up your mouth and say what needs to be said. Who do you think you fooling? I know you needed to say